Hello everyone, welcome to Osirian Rivers channel. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today, tonight, the night of the eclipse. And I would like to pull runes for all of the signs for the collective. And first start by pulling a runestone for everybody in general and its movement. So I would like this to mean that we're all moving together into a new enlightened age where we're awakened and we're staying awake, moving towards what calls to us with open eyes. The dreams of the sleeper don't reach reality. We have to move towards them. So everybody, please let me know if you guys like this video style, and I'll make more of them. Or if you really liked the format from before with the cards and the runes. I think I'm going to be doing that more as a collective type thing too. Unless you guys really want it separate, in which case you can email me at osirianrivers@gmail.com. So now we're just gonna go through all of the signs starting with Aries, and we have the rune of disruption. So Aries, your life is in a bit of an upheaval. I'm just gonna move these so that I can see them. I know you guys can't see them. You might not know what your next step is, but if you meditate on it, your higher self knows what your next step is. Everything's up in the air. It's chaos. Don't try and make logical sense of it. Just be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Put one foot in front of the other. Get out of bed. Do what is the next thing that you see. And don't get too caught up in things that you're not doing. A lot is going to call for your attention right now, and it's very easy to get distracted. We just pulled the rune of disruption. Your life is in disruption. But how do we get out of disruption? Well, it's not by battling it and trying to organize and order everything. It's just moving in an ordered fashion. All right. So next we're going to pull a runestone for Taurus. Ooh. Taurus, you have breakthrough. It's one thing those horns are good for. Of course, this isn't the type of breakthrough that you bully your way to. And Taurus is like, oh no, I'm not a bully. Yes, we know you're not a bully. I'm just letting you know that that breakthrough rune is the rune of the dawning. It's the rune of the aha moment. It's the rune of this is making sense. I can see what's going on. All of these pieces that I put together, you know, maybe some of you are staying up late. Maybe some of you couldn't get any sleep. You were up wrapping presents, or you were up preparing stuff, worrying about New Year's. And it's going to make sense. All the stuff that was preoccupying your mind, you can finally see and understand why it was preoccupying your mind. Because there's always a reason. Sometimes we don't want to see the reason. Sometimes it can be obscured in the chaos and the hectic, whatever is going on in your life. But deep down, we know that the dawn is coming. That breakthrough, that realization, that aha moment of, oh, I've been working on this problem forever. That it will happen for you. So next we have Gemini, and for Gemini we have harvest. Gemini, you might want to think about what is being planted in your life. What's being planted in your mind? What are you watching? What are you listening to? Is it healthy for you? It seems so weird to say because I listen to a lot of stuff where I'm like, I don't even know where they came from. It was fun. I liked dancing to it. You want to actually think about meaningful messages behind, the subliminal aspects of the books that you're reading, the things that you're researching, the people that you're talking to, and the way that you talk to them. So I feel like this actually has to do with swearing for somebody. That your swear words are harvesting some poor situations for you, or your mouth is getting you in trouble. You reap what you sow is the bottom line of this card. It's not a card, it's a runestone. I'm like kind of loopy. This eclipse energy has been just flooring me, sending me so many messages. I'm like, I really want to connect with people, and I just had to stop. I mean, I took breaks from videos and really got back to meditating before I made this, because I want to make sure that what I'm harvesting is beneficial to everybody around me, and that takes time. And that takes seeing things from both perspectives. This is sort of like an opening rune. An opening rune would just be one side with a little V. It's like greater than, less than symbol. You would have to have it both ways, reversed, nestled into each other with a nice flow. Connecting with yourself and connecting with the truth that you want to flourish so that you can harvest that. Okay, and then we have Cancers. What I was just saying, flow. So this would be the tools that you would use to reap your harvest. See how it almost looks like a little scythe? We have the tools. Cancers are sitting opposite to all of this Capricorn energy and just looking back and being like, wow, these people are crazy. These people are being like, I don't know if I want to touch that. Get into it. Find what you love and do it. Go talk to your Gemini friends. If they're having trouble with something that they're harvesting, you could probably find a way to harvest it to your benefit. Really, anyone in your life could be a relationship turned to gold if you want to be honest with why you're connected to that person. Because if that person's taking advantage of you, or you're taking advantage of them, and that's why you guys are connected, and you're honest with yourself, then you'll see clearly it's going nowhere. But if you look at the dynamic, why do I feel like I have to take advantage of this person? Or why do I feel like I need that from them when there's nothing I can give back to them? I guess would be a more tactful way of putting it. And similarly, if they're asking something of you and asking, and you're just like giving to them, but you're like, clearly, I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like your mom, and I'm not your mom. Those situations arise for a reason. And we have the tools to cut that shape out, cut that dynamic out of our life. Doesn't even have to cut the person out of your life. It just redefines the way that they belong with you so that you can create something functional. Next we have Leos, the bright, shining, sunny Leos. And for you, we have the unknown. This runestone was actually added in the 1980s. And my runestones are clay. So when my runestones were crafted and cut out into this rounded shape, a small piece of each of the runestones was saved to be pressed to make the blank runestone. And this was done to honor that we have a new language that we use. This is all an ancient language system, is what runes are. They're letters. So when you're reading them, you're getting messages from an alphabet that isn't really used anymore anywhere. And it's all about interpretation. So sometimes when I pull Fehu, the cattle, the rune of possessions, I talk about money because that's how people used to use cattle. Now we have the unknown because before, all of this alphabet was sort of unknown. It was a mystery. So people would use it in divination. They kind of had a grasp of, oh, okay, this was inscribed on a lot of weapons. And you see it in this god's name over here, this picture with this deity. All of it was largely kind of unknown. And we've sort of systematically, through advances in technology and archaeological digs, historians, so much wonderful work that's been done. But there's more to do. And that we can go forth into the unknown and know that our destiny is there. Forging a new way for everyone else. They might be too scared to go without the lights. They want their sunny Leos to test the waters first for them. Okay, so next we have Virgos. I was just talking about this rune. So, Virgos, do you feel like making some money? Actually, I think there is a Virgo who needs to check their bag. This sounds really weird, but there's like this elegant, sort of understated, almost like satchel. I don't even know if that's the right word. With like a little metal knob or something on it. And somebody needs to go check their bag. Like maybe they left it somewhere weird. Or something that you think is in there is not. And it's lost. Don't get discouraged if you're losing money. Because you can look at the reasons why. Are you overspending? What are you overspending on? And count. If this, I feel like, is telling people to, if you need an accountant, get one. If you're not in the world where you would need an accountant, go do some financial planning. Look at your bills, balance your checkbook. Libra. Libras like to spend. Libras like to shop. I don't think I've ever met a Libra who was like, no, I don't want to go shopping. And for Libras, we have Journey. Now, Libras, you're going to wind up telling people about your journey. And that's good, because when you talk about it before you go do it, it sends all of their energy and their love with you. It sort of like boosts you to get to the next place. And maybe where you're going, they know a little bit about it. This doesn't have to be a physical movement, but I feel like for some of you it is. That you're actually physically taking a journey back to a homeland or to visit a historical site. And if that's not you, sorry. I'm like trying to stay less specific with it, but there's been so many messages coming through to me that are like, they belong to somebody, you know, like somebody is taking a journey right now and they are a Libra. And I want you to know that if you've been hesitating to tell your friends about it because you don't think they're going to support you or whatever, it's important to know which ones do support you and also to take their gratitude and their love and support with you on the journey. Maybe you guys all have like one last hurrah, or you get together the night before you leave and it's like the best memory. It's better than whatever you actually go out and do. Now for the rest of you, for the Libras who aren't planning on going anywhere, and that whole story is a tangent, know that there are other journeys into yourself, into exploring who your higher self is and what they're trying to communicate to you, how to grow to be your highest self, what the journey is that takes you to be a spiritual leader for yourself. Because like I'm here for fun, you know, like I'm here to give people messages, yes. But I'm also not here to like hash out all of my business and grow as a person. Like that's something that we do on our own and we encourage those around us to do. Kind of leading by example. It's like I really want people to know about runestones, so what do? I went out and I studied them. And if you have something that you feel passionately about and the people around you aren't mirroring that, don't let it disappoint you. That journey is still yours. And I feel like it has a lot of great promise. Libras, I hope you guys are doing well because that just felt like a really good positive message. Like anything that you were worrying about, it's going to work out fine. Have no worries. Next up we have Scorpio. Scorpio, for you I pulled the rune of separation. This rune comes after signals, which if you watch the last collective, we're all receiving signals of defining ourselves and separating that which doesn't belong to us. Scorpios can sometimes try and be the hero for other people. And that's loved about you, but it's also really important that you stand up strong and separate for your own sake. Because if you've been watching my channel since it started, not that long ago, you might have seen the fertility rune pop up in somebody's, let me see if I can just find it really quick. Basically, with its separation is a fertility rune missing the one part of it. See? So separate yourself before you wind up making a huge mistake. I don't know, maybe somebody might have an accidental pregnancy and then they have to get an abortion, or somebody starts a project that is just it's not going to get finished. I gotta put all these back now. Separate from what doesn't serve you. If you've gotten the signal and you're listening to your higher self, then you're going to know what that is. Okay? You already know what you need to do. to stand in your truth. Whether that's a job you have to separate from, a situation you need distance from. Separate energetically from things. You know, it's like people will say like, oh yeah, the divorce was finalized. That's great. But what about the energy? Does the energy still say you're together? And that's just one aspect. It could be a job. It could be, in our culture, we put a lot of weight on romantic relationships. And I'm not trying to say that that is a romantic relationship. I'm just saying that was what popped up into my head. Next we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius, for you, I have partnerships. I say you just put that on the top there, and then you have fertility. If you're talking to a Sagittarius, their path might be going this way, and your path might be going that way. But it's all about where we meet in the middle. Okay? Sagittarius, you are going to cross paths with people who could change your life forever. And that happens all the time, but especially right now. If somebody accidentally bumps your shoulder, like, take a second, maybe try and catch their eye. Because you might be bumping into someone who you're going to meet again later, or who you already have met, and it's going to be like, oh wow, yeah, I meant to get your number. And then both of you wind up taking this path, and the rest of the world goes that way. So, new partnerships in store for Sagittarius. Up next we have Capricorn. Capricorns, you guys have so much energy. That's why I wanted to do something with this eclipse. And it's where the sun and the moon, they're both meeting in Capricorn. We just started Capricorn. Happy birthday, Winter. And for you, I have Strength. Capricorns are very strong. People will lean on you. They probably aren't right now because they're all trying to act like Capricorns. They're all like, oh God, I have to work. I have to do this myself. I got to pull myself up by my bootstraps. I'm looking at them like, what? Because nobody does Capricorns like Capricorns. This strength comes after separation, after partnerships. So partnerships is actually first, separation comes later, and then strength after signals and all that. But it comes before another rune, defense. This is a personal defense. You guys are physical defenders. Are your locks working on your front door? This is like, don't give the wrong person your phone number, and keep healthy boundaries. Know that the shape of your boundary is the way other people will fit into your life. And if someone is doing something that's bothering you, you're responsible for taking care of your own triggers and making the shape of your boundaries so that the people who you want to be in your life can be. But if something's making you upset, that's kind of on you. You have to look at, like, what is this that got crossed? What is it that I actually need from the people around me? And where is it that I, like, carved out this part of my energy field because some jerk was there, and now I just have a bigger space for a bigger jerk to just show up and be rude. Like, we're not doing any more of that. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. Because everything flows with energy. Everything is energy. That's my belief. I think that matter is condensed energy, and I'm not alone in that. All right. So now we have Aquarius. All my lovely Aquarian friends, I hope you're watching this. I hope you like it, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, because I know I probably haven't even told a few of you that I'm doing this new channel yet, but I love my Aquarian friends. For you, I have fertility. Yay! Anything you want to make blossom. Not anything you want to make blossom. Look at where you have been fertile in your life. That's what's going to blossom. Who are the people that you're connecting with? How are they connecting with you? Were your boundaries good, or are you about to need an abortion? If you're trying to get pregnant, this is a really good rune. If you're not trying to get pregnant, it's still a really good rune, as long as you're not having unprotected sex. That's just common sense, people. You are gonna have good health if you think about what it is that makes you healthy and you take the actions on what makes you feel healthy. So if you think healthiness is working out and eating salads, which is not really my opinion, but it's a common opinion, then do it. And if you forget to eat a salad or don't work out at the gym, don't pay any attention to that. Pay attention to the fertility of what you want to create, of the vibration of what's getting you to where you want to go, and what's coming through for you. And this is not a rune saying that you have to specifically work at something. It's saying that what you have been working at, either intentionally or unintentionally, is going to be coming to fruition. So look out for some new developments in your life, Aquarius. Your subconscious wishes you'll become aware of them as they materialize in front of you. And now we have Pisces, my ever patient Pisces. For you, I have the rune of opening. Is there somewhere in your life where you've been too sharp with someone? Or is there some creative aspect of yourself that you have shut out because you don't feel that it doesn't add value to your life? If it nourishes you spiritually, and if it really gets your creative juices flowing, then it is valuable. And it's time for you to talk to other people who see that value and can help reflect it back to you. If you like to, I'm trying to think of if you like to make musical instruments, go down to a music shop and see if there's any market for it, and just make a piece and just see where it goes. If that's something that you like to do that you haven't been doing because the material and the time, really think about what your creative skill set is and open yourself up to the possibility that there are solutions for things that got shut down in your life and stagnated because you didn't think there was a solution, or somewhere that you wanted to live and you were like, oh no, I could never live there, it's too expensive. Or places that are more expensive to live, you usually make more money and it winds up balancing out. It's your lifestyle doesn't really change that much. And yeah, sometimes it's especially now in this economy, it feels impossible. Just open yourself up to the creative possibilities. It might not come through exactly the way you want it. And it might be the far reaches of you're this is wild even for me. But no dream is too big if you open yourself up to all the different ways it can come through. And it can show up quick. That rune is not saying that it's going to take you time. You open your eyes and you're going to see it. But you have to actually open your eyes. You have to actually change your perception It's not a physical opening up. It's not like, I'm just going to open my doors to this homeless person because I want homelessness to end. That is not like, you have to actually think. This is more of a mental opening up. This is more of a dream, and then you're woken up and you write it down. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Please hit the like button. Comment below if you liked this setup and liked just some face-to-face time. I hope that you are all having a wonderful winter season. Subscribe and I'll see you soon.